Welcome to Amsterdam, where Good Heart Racing have a front row lockout with Burton on pole from LeBeau and Cornwell. Then it's Cosmas Medicis, Moises Lima, teammate Ica World, and Christian Bentley in 7th. Juan Villalobos is 8th from Tommy and Gabriel Barkson to round up the top 10. Outside of it, the two junior motorsports cars of Claire Deloon and Star Exferno qualified 13th from Million Brules and Magic. Then it's Sri Harishwar, Antonio Ponte, Nick Haymaker in the back four of Thomas Holtz, Spiker, Nora, and Draco. The fourth round of 10 in the FG Series takes us to the Netherlands. It's a front row lockout for Good Heart Racing. All 5 lights go on. And the Amsterdam feature race is underway. And it's a great start off the line from Casper LeBeau, who gets side by side and in front of his teammates. They come through turn number 1. Cosmas Medicis going 2 by 2, and in front of the pole sitter Ryan Burton, the points leader in fact, losing 2 positions off the race start. Ash Cornwell moving up into 4th position, but Casper LeBeau in the 5 car holding on to the race lead. The reigning drivers champion, whose teammate leads the points as I've already mentioned already, getting the best of the starts for the front row. On board we are with Cosmas Medicis. He's got Ica World for company as Claire Deloon. Race winner last time out, getting a 5-second time penalty. Here comes Ica, looking to the outside, can't get past the Angolan driver as they come down into the chicane. And is that Cornwell making a pass? It almost is, as they all hop over the curbs down there. But they've made it through the opening lap clean and dandy as they make their way through the most banked corner on the FG Series schedule. Casper LeBeau leads from Cosmas and Burton as we begin lap 2 of 18. This race, the race with the most amount of laps on any of our calendars in the ERL, tied most in fact with the with Indianapolis and St. Louis. Magic getting a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision further back. Casper LeBeau with the fastest opening sector at 19.466. And he's pulled 2 seconds in front of Power Motorsports' Cosmas Medicis. Cosmas, the oldest driver on the grid, his teammate at the very back of the pack, and Ryan Burton, in his hunt for the championship, holding on to P3 is actually a very smart move. Here comes one of the Trackhouse cars. It's Christian Bentley in the 19. In 5th in the points, he's been hit by his teammate! Ash Cornwell, Christian Bentley, involved in a major incident down at that chicane. Both Trackhouse cars involved. Bentley out, full course cautions come out. Cornwell with damage and he drops to the very back of the pack. Into the pits for Casper LeBeau. Hard tyres going on for the Good Heart Racing man. Cosmas Medicis inherits the race lead. Juan Villalobos comes in, also into the pits. Sri Harishwar, who's pretty happy to still be in the race at this point, I'd imagine. We're back under the green flags, 1/6 of the race completed. Cosmas Medicis, your race leader. Somehow. Unbelievable. Well, we expected some amount of chaos as we returned to the Netherlands in the ERL, but that much this quick? Didn't expect that. Exferno, now the lead Indian driver in the ERL FG Series, going side by side and in front of Gabriel Barkson. Can he try and make the pass on the other Envision of Moises Lima? Envision Racing actually with a very good start to this race, currently running 3rd and 4th. Burton with attack mode on Cosmas, but he's not going to be able to make the pass as they make their way through the chicane, close to the wall for Moises Lima. And Million Brules getting a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Bit of contact further back. Casper LeBeau getting a 5-second time penalty. That's contact with Thomas Holtz. That's going to halt his progress for the man who's only 13th in points. That's your reigning series champion. Magic, Spiker, many fastest laps coming in. Here comes Burton, squirming all over the back of Cosmas Medicis. You know, Casper LeBeau, he might be outside of the top 10, but he's actually only 6 seconds off of the race lead. When everyone comes into the pits, something tells me Casper might have the best advantage out of everyone, as there goes his teammate Ryan Burton into the race lead in front of Power Motorsports' number 4 car. And as they come through the attack mode detection point, Cosmas activates it, the rear wing opens up. We go on board with car number 4, and it doesn't seem as if he's going to make the pass. Maybe coming through the final corner, although looking at the state of their tyres, There are probably more things that they've got to worry about. Track limits warning for Casper LeBeau further back in 11th. Into the pits come the race leaders. Burton staying out. Ica World comes in. And Ryan setting the fastest lap of the race. A 1:01.666 for the points leader. Remember, in the FG Series, fastest laps do count towards championship points as Juan Villalobos sends us under a minute. Thomas Holtz going side by side with Casper, but LeBeau just about holding off the charge from the team Impol driver. And now Tommy coming under fire. 5-lap-old soft compound tyres at 16% tyre wear. Holtz and Drago and Burton as well, the drivers yet to make their first stops. Also Christian Bentley, but he already wrecked, so I don't know why I'm mentioning him. Here comes the number 5. There goes the number 5, Casper LeBeau. He's got a lot of pace underneath the hood of that Goodhart Racing car, which is weird to say. These cars don't have hoods. Close to the wall for Juan Villalobos as he's fighting with Thomas Holtz over 4th place. He's the man with the fastest lap, remember? Went under 1 minute in race trim for the first time as they come through that fearsome final corner. Casper LeBeau now leads as his teammate comes in 1/3 of the way through this race. Did some absolute magic to get his tyres to the end as into the pits come Holtz, Tommy and Drago. Nick Haymaker now with a fastest lap of 59.2. And you know, this far into the race, I think this is the point where we can start creating some conclusions about these tyres. 5 laps, surely the limit. And for Casper LeBeau coming in so early in that first full course caution, it put him in traffic. However, he's now 13 seconds in front of the guys he was realistically fighting in this race before the pit stops began. He makes his way through the chicane with Juan Villalobos and Sri Harishwar right behind him. Moises Lima 4th, and Nick Haymaker, the man with the fastest lap, currently running in 5th. And we've got cautions in Sector 3 off the track. That's one of the Impols. It's Experno in the number 22. Hits by Spiker in the 2311 car. They get it back on track though. Casper LeBeau's come in and will serve that 5-second time penalty. And Claire DeLune, winner last time out, also off the track. So the yellow flag's flying there for quite some time. That'll aid Casper. It'll negate part of that 5-second time penalty, but he's going to come out quite a ways behind Juan Villalobos. We're seeing the hard tyres in use quite a bit already. Most of the field on the hards, with 3 drivers on the mediums, the rest of them on softs. That's 5 of them. Nick Haymaker closing up to Sri Harishwar, who for the first time in his FG Series career leads a race. He's yet to finish a race, is the number 16 Red Bull Racing car. Nick Haymaker trying to make the pass on him, forces him quite deep, but Tree just about holding on to that troublesome Red Bull car. As they make their way through the final corner, you might expect to see the Chip Ganassi man come in, and also into the pits, that Red Bull. We're about to see Sri Harishwar finish his first race, I believe. Here comes Ryan Burton side by side with Gabriella Barton. Easiest pass of Six's career, it almost seemed like. Just had so much more pace than the Red Bull. Ryan Burton for Goodhart Racing, the black-suited Goodhart Racing driver. He now leads this race with Ica World running in 3rd. I think we might see Ica return to the podium once more. He's a man who's driven in every ERL category. He shares that record with Tommy and now Casper LeBeau as drivers who have driven in Formula E, the US Series, and FG/Ace Championship. Gabriel Barton makes his way through the chicane. He's dropped about a second behind Ryan Burton. We could see a lot of drivers come into the pits. Casper LeBeau runs 7th now, 2 seconds off the back of Juan Villalobos, who might be on course to win this race with half of the race distance left to go. Coming through that fearsome final corner, as I've already mentioned, Star comes into the pits. We've got cautions in Sector 3. It's Nora who's got full front wing damage. Experno and Ash Cornwell making their way through the chicane. And it did seem like it was on the number 17's Lonesome. Only one full course yellow so far today. I think that front wing could actually still be down at the chicane, which could be a big problem, as we are now at half race distance. And for Ryan Burton, he's the man who leads the points. He's yet to win, not just this season, but in his ERL career. In the 13 races of the Champ Car World Series that he drove in, he won none of them. In the 10 races of the Ace Championship that he drove in last season, he won none of them. So far, he may be leading the points, but again, yet to score a race win as cautions come out again. It's Nick Haymaker. The Chip Ganassi number 8, spinning it round as Labarton comes into the pits. Front wing damage for the Chip Ganassi driver as Exferno looking for a way to try and get side by side with Star as they come through the final corner. On board we are with the number 22 Team Impol driver. And blasting down the main straight. I think we got a very good idea of who's about to make a pass here. Antonio Ponte moves up into 10th position in front of Ash Cornwell as they now come into turn 3. The Trackhouse Racing driver did his best to try and fight back, but it wasn't enough. And Star now trying to make the pass, but look at the drive that Cornwell's got. Up into 9th place in front of the man with the fastest lap, that being Nick Haymaker, who drops down to 11th. We go on board with the Chip Ganassi man as Juan Villalobos has been hunted and caught by Casper LeBeau. It's not going to be a race win for the 5 today, it seems, but a 1-2 for that Goodhart Racing team would be more than enough to satiate the team's hopes. As into the pits comes Ryan Burton, that promotes Juan Villalobos to the race lead with 7 laps to go. I believe there should be 2 stops left for a lot of the drivers. We could see less. I expect that we could see more. As we look back with Casper LeBeau, sorry for that horrendous voice crack. Sri Harishwar running up in 3rd, and this is what a strategic offset can do for you as we're on board with the number 16. He's on the soft tyres, but those softs have absolutely grained up, and you don't want to be driving on those anymore. Attack mode is online for Casper and Sri. One of these two is going to try and make the pass. Are they? They won't. They're going to save it for the final corner, it seems. Using attack charge on exit is Casper LeBeau, the reigning Junior Series champion. We look back with the 5, and he's not close enough to Juan to make any sort of pass. It's going to have to happen down in pit lane. In come the top 3. So Gabriella Barton in the 15 will take the lead, as meanwhile further back we got front wing damage flying. It's Spiker and one of the Impols, that's Thomas Holtz, with that major front wing damage. Spiker not involved, it seems. In comes Million Brulers. We go green again. But my oh my, we are seeing so much debris happening today, and debris hasn't been on the grid in quite some time. Holtz drops down to 19th with that front wing damage. He'll be promoted due to drivers coming down pit lane. We're 66% of the way through this race. Ryan Burton has got a 5-second time penalty hanging over his head, so that's both of the Goodharts facing time penalties, as there goes the 6th. Up into 2nd position. On board we are with Ryan Burton, and getting very close to the wall is Ryan Burton in the 6th car. Antonio Ponte making his way through the chicane, and just look at the gap between the 6 and the 1. Juan Villalobos with a track limits warning as in comes Gabriella Barton, Ica World, and Cosmas Rodicis. And here's the thing about Casper LeBeau. Every time he's come in, he's had to fight through the field, as that is Junior Motorsports number 9, Star, with major front wing damage. We keep seeing this happening. Almost certain that he's going to come into the pits, because look at the state of that nose cone. Just to run you through your runners as they stand. Burton leads from Ponte and Tommy. Tommy just been passed by Juan Villalobos, in fact, who moves up into 3rd position. Moises Lima 5th from Sri Harishwar and Casper LeBeau, with Gabriella Barton, Magic, and Spiker running out your top 10. The only non-finisher so far, Christian Bentley, taken out by his own teammate on lap number 1. Actually, no, lap 2, sorry. Rounding that final corner is Ryan Burton, who now has 4 laps to make it to the checkered flag. He's got a good margin to Antonio Ponce, and even if Villalobos were to move up into second right now, it wouldn't do anything to stop Ryan Burton taking his first win. And as Ponce gets overtaken, is that Exferno off the track again? It is. More front wing damage for the Impol driver. And Juan Villalobos now up into second place. I still expect a lot of drivers to make a 4th stop in this one. In comes Nora in that number 17 Manor Motorsport car for his 4th stop. Wild amounts of pit stops that we're seeing today as Casper Lebeau now up into 4th. Can he try and get past Antonio Ponce? For P3 we go on board as Lebargton going side by side. He's going to try and move up into 3rd, potentially if he makes a lunge right. He's got 4th, turned in too sharp to get alongside Ponce, and in fact loses 4th position. And we've got a caution, Cosmas Benitez. Oh no. I thought that the Bentley crash was bad. We rode on board with Magic as now Burton taking advantage of this full course caution, which is about to end. And Cosmas Benitez is out of this race after a major shunt. Casper Lebeau, your race leader, with 3 laps to go. Gabriel Lebargton right behind him. Don't believe that Lebargton has another stop to make, and Burton effectively negated that 5-second time penalty. Gained a lot of time. He did what his teammate did at the start of this race. As we go on board with Gabriel Lebargton, he's trying to make the pass on Casper Lebeau. Not close enough to make any sort of lunge, in fact. But he's still squirming all behind him. This is set to be Red Bull Racing's best race in the FG Series, and heck, across the ERL, as the Red Bull team side by side for Lebargton, who moves up into the race lead in front of Casper Lebeau as Burton into the wall and out of the race for the points leader. Another full course caution comes out, and the points leader, Ryan Burton, will not win today. Unbelievable once again. In comes Lebargton and Casper Lebeau. Perfect timing for both of them to come in. Sri Harishwar leads this race. Juan Villalobos is likely to win it as Ica World comes in. Lap 16 of 18. Things change once more. Magic further back going 2 by 2 with his teammate Nick Haymaker in the number 8. On board we go with Nick as his teammate gets close to the wall. And it's the same for everyone behind. Star contact with Thomas Holtz is that, yes. As Juan Villalobos side by side and now into the lead. Can he become the first Venezuelan driver to win a race in the Electric Racing League? He's the first driver from Venezuela in the ERL, and if he's able to win, that would be some unforeseen history being made. Heading down into the chicane for the number 18. Can he take victory in the Netherlands? On board with Antonio Ponce, who runs up in 3rd. A great race for that 2311 driver. And now for Casper Lebeau. Goodhart Racing's hopes and dreams rest upon his shoulders once more in the ERL. We're on to lap 17 of 18. Juan Villalobos is running away with victory today. Antonio Ponce, he's closing in. He's 3 seconds off of the race lead, but look at the state of those softs. Not looking too good, and you can say the same about Sri Harishwar's mediums. He's the only man out there on 5-lap-old tyres. Exferno further back with a track limits warning. This could be one of those all-time classic final laps, as Exferno now sets a new fastest lap in 18th place. Magic on the back of Spiker. And Antonio Ponce side by side with Sri Harishwar. He moves up into 2nd place, coming through the chicane, and he's into the wall! Into the wall for the 2311 driver. Front wing damage as well for the number 14, Moises Lima, Lebargton, and Casper Lebeau, all coming up to the scene of the incident. Front wing in all of these crashes, as it seems, as we begin the final lap all detaching at the same part of the track as Claire de Lune makes his way through the chicane with some very old tyres as well. 13%, and it's a full car puncture for Sri Harishwar. As Villalobos, oh no! Moises Lima into the wall as well. Front wing damage down at turn 3. Labarton moves up into second. I think we could see a Casper Lebo podium throughout all of this carnage today. Ica World with a 5-second time penalty. Terrible news for the Indian driver, but brilliant news for Venezuela. It's a 4th new race winner. As, oh my goodness, Magic's gone airborne. Unbelievable. We're going to have a full course caution to end this one. Juan Villalobos, however, is now an ERL race winner. He wins the Amsterdam feature race, and Spiker is also out of this race. Ash Cornwell getting a 5-second time penalty as he's currently 10th. And Harishwar is currently 8th actually with that puncture, and Claire de Lune also with a full car puncture. Coming to the line, Labarton will be 2nd, getting some good points on the board for Red Bull Racing. Lima will be 3rd on the road, but Casper Lebo will pick up 15 points and the podium. When are we going to go green again? Well, full course cautions are ending, so it looks like coming out of this chicane is when we're about to go back under those green flags as Ica World goes across the line. Are we going to see any more carnage as drivers going past the man with punctures? That was some nimble stuff from Million Brulers there. As they round the final corner, quite possibly some of the slowest speeds we've actually seen all race long. Oh no! Spun into pit lane for Star. Whoa! Can he get that Junior Motorsports car out of there? I don't think he can. Here is your podium. That was a final lap. That was a final lap and a half. Juan Villalobos is your first Venezuelan ERL race winner. Gabriel Labarton coming across the line in 2nd with Casper Lebo, who came across the line 4th, moving up to 3rd due to Moises Lima's 5-second time penalty. As for the rest of your finishers, Antonio Ponte 5th from Tommy and Ica World. Then it's Million Brulers, Experno and Ash Cornwell, the top 10. Experno picks up the fastest lap points. Thomas Holtz 11th from Drago and Sri Harishwar. Then it's Claire de Lune, Nora and Nick Haymaker with Star, Magic, Spiker, Ryan Burton, Medicis and Bentley yet to score. Juan Villalobos 9 points in front of Ryan Burton. He picks up the points lead from Ryan Burton and Thomas Holtz, and it's Casper Lebo moving up into 4th from Ash Cornwell, who's tied on points with his teammate Christian Bentley. Nora and Antonio Ponte also tied in 4th with Claire de Lune. I just want you to take a look at this. 5th down to 9th, tied on 25 points, with Ica World in 10th, only 2 points back. Spiker 11th from Star and Labarton. Then it's Moises Lima, Cosmas Medicis, Experno, who's tied on points with Magic. Then it's Tommy, Million Brulers, and Nick Haymaker with Sri Harishwar, and Drago yet to score. In the teams, the Constructors' Championship heading into the Rome E3, or the Rome feature race as we call it in the FG Series. Mana Motorsport off 5 points in front of Good Heart Racing. Then it's Trackhouse 2311, Junior Motorsports and Team Impulse from Envision, Red Bull Racing, Power Motorsport, Chip Ganassi Racing, and Revolution Racing. I haven't seen a race like that in quite some time. Granted, we haven't driven here in the Netherlands in quite some time as well, so that explains some of the chaos. Few of these teams and drivers would have experience with the last time we were here in Amsterdam. Next time out, we'll have another Crown Jewel race on the way for you. The Rome feature race will mark the halfway point of this exciting FG Series season. So from all of us here at Sparkplug Motorsport, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time then when the Electric Racing League returns.